Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to Wake Up, Look Up, a podcast where we connect events happening in real time to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Zach Weihrauch. And in today's episode, we're asking, is being wrong good for us? This is prompted by an article I read in The Economist recently, which was looking at the role that mistakes have made in history and in human development. I don't have time to tell you all the stories they mentioned in the article, but let me just drive home a few that make the point that sometimes making mistakes or being wrong is actually the best thing that can happen to us. For example, the discovery of some antibiotics came from leaving a window open in a lab. The Chinese company that figured out oyster stew was something that people would like to eat, actually created it by leaving a product that they intended to sell on the stove for too long. The consequence of that is a $17.7 billion company that makes oyster stew. The article's driving home the point that James Joyce made in his book Ulysses, when he says that mistakes are the portal to discovery. That's because sometimes being wrong is the best thing that can happen to us. Being wrong leads to us being in the right place. Now, when you think about this biblically, you can think about it maybe in two ways. One is, think about how many stories in the Bible involve human error, either through sinfulness or just a lack of mindfulness. That human error is what made, for example, a young Joseph brag about his dreams to his brothers, which results in a whole montage of stories that eventually saves Israel from famine. It is the mistake of the Israelite army refusing to go out to battle against Goliath that creates the environment for David to make his fame and to be known eventually as King David. Mistakes, time and time again, are what God uses to bring about his glory and the good of his people. And sometimes it's important to remember that the Bible teaches us to think about life as a story, that the sum total of our life is with a story that God is writing about how he's including us in what he's doing in and through Jesus. And it's not about the individual moment of a particular mistake. Joseph, David, these men are not defined in the Bible by the mistakes they made. They're defined by the faithfulness of God over and against and sometimes through the mistakes that they made. The reality is that we live in a culture now that is ready to pounce on us anytime we make a mistake, ready to vilify us, ready to show everyone how stupid and wrong we are. And the consequence of that is that most of us play our cards pretty close to the vest. We don't try to do anything too big because swinging big means missing big, and missing big means being eviscerated in public opinion. But the gospel of Jesus should free us from that, because after all, Jesus Christ took on our mistakes on the cross. He became sin who knew no sin in order that you and I might become the righteousness of God. Jesus took the punishment for our mistakes. Mistakes don't define us. Not just the mistake of sin, by the way, but the things we get wrong, because the truth is God's including us in his kingdom not on the strength of our batting average or on how many ideas we got right. We're included because of Jesus Christ and his faithfulness. So above anyone else, Christians should be emboldened to take chances, to swing big, to be the one in their companies or communities or organizations that are advancing big ideas and big tries, because we know ultimately our hope and our future, our destiny and our definition isn't tied to success. It's tied to who God is and the promises that God has made for us. We were never designed to be perfect. Even if you remove sin from the equation, when God tells Adam and Eve to be fruitful, multiply, and to have dominion, he doesn't mean they're going to get every discovery right, every decision right. What he means is that he is for them and with them no matter what. The safety of being aggressive, the safety of taking big chances comes from knowing God loves us and that our identity is secure in him. Human history and biblical history teaches us that mistakes are sometimes the pathway to amazing things. So live courageously, live boldly, and watch what God does even through your mistakes. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. While you're here, we'd love to ask you to hit subscribe or to like so you get future content. If you listen to the audio version too, make sure you leave a review and a comment. That really helps. Consider sharing it on social media and helping us get the word out. And hey, while you're here, check out all the other content that Christ Community Chapel is putting out, including the videos that are around me right now.